Welcome to the Real Estate Marathon Podcast, your guide in the race to financial freedom through real estate investing and sound financial practices. This podcast is for anyone interested in learning more about real estate investing, personal finances, and a new take on traditional retirement. Now, here are your hosts, Larry Fierro and Mike Moe.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Real Estate Marathon Podcast. My name is Mike Moe, one of the hosts of the show. Joined today with Larry Fierro for our Monday morning motivation edition, where we like to follow up on our call to action from the previous episodes. We hit you with a little motivation to start your Monday morning off right, and then we tee up the episode coming later this week and give you a little primer for that. So, Mr. Fierro, how you doing, man?
I got to tell you, Mike, today I'm pumped. I'm pumped today. It's been a great day so far. We just finished the weekend out right. We hustled all weekend, and I'm sure you're going to talk about our activities on Saturday.
Yeah, man. Let's talk about why we're so pumped right now and talk about a little bit of maybe key this into the Monday morning motivation. You and I just got off a panel at the Multifamily Investor Nation Summit, which is really a real estate investing focused summit, but actually touches on a whole lot of other things. And you and I were on a panel with a couple really awesome gentlemen, Kyle Mitchell from Limitless Estates, Jamie Gruber from Multifamily and More, and Eric Cabral from a host of different companies that he owns and operates. But I think it's On Air Brands was the biggest one. Yeah. But just to talk about what we're doing with the podcast and what we're trying to do and the goals of the podcast and getting the message out to the masses. And I got to tell you, man, it was a phenomenal experience. Those guys are great, and it was a really engaging conversation. And we're hoping the attendees got a lot out of it.
Yeah, first-rate panelists. They all had so much knowledge. I was strained my hand trying to take enough notes fast enough. Big shout out to those guys. It was a great time, a great panel, and we had such a great time, learned so much information. There was just so much. It was an hour and 15-minute panel, and it could have been 4 hours, and I think we would have all had stuff to talk about. Yeah,
it was awesome, man. And how that keys up to this, the Monday morning motivation, since we're talking to you guys on a Monday morning, getting you keyed up for the week, is it kind of goes along this line of, you may have heard us say on this podcast, but commit and figure it out. Like, commit to doing something, and then it's on your calendar, you're already committed, you're going to find a way to do it and find a way to come through. And if you operate with that mindset, you're going to put yourself in some uncomfortable situations, but you're going to grow a lot more than you would if you're not doing this. So, and this is a great example, Larry, of how you committed, we committed, and we figured out, we delivered on this event and this panel, and it was truly a big step. And it was an amazing experience to be part of this.
Yeah, we told them we would be on the panel. And when I contacted you about it, you were very enthusiastic. You didn't have any really idea what the panel was. Neither did I. We got more information as we got along. But the key to it, we would have never been on the panel if when we got the initial contact about it, we had said, well, let me think about it or whatever. We didn't even hesitate. We said, yes, we'll be on the panel.
Yeah. So commit and figure it out, right? It is not to be confused with saying yes to everything, because we've heard and we've all been kind of groomed that you need to say yes to everything. And I think, contrary to popular belief, you need to say no to a lot of things to keep your focus narrowed on your goals. But if you have something that you know is in line with your goals and know is going to put you further on your path, and it may just put you in a little bit of an uncomfortable spot, maybe you're not 100% ready. You're never going to be 100% ready. So if it's in your wheelhouse, if it's in your goals, and it's going to further you on your path, and commit to it and figure it out later.
Yeah, we definitely weren't committing to a panel about brain surgery or anything like that. So we stayed in our lane. It was about real estate. It was something that we knew about from creating the podcast panel on authority platforms, and it was huge. I mean, we had a great time. I'm pumped right now. It reinvigorates you to get out there and meet with industry professionals and commit. Yes. And we figured it out. So.
All right. Call to action from our last episode, man. We had a phenomenal episode with Aaron Nelson, who had just a great perspective, being a professional real estate agent, and then who works primarily with investors as well as an investor himself. And the call to action from the last episode was to connect with your agents, connect with the people in your market, and start building that two-way relationship that we talked about, a relationship that truly benefits both sides of things. And if you have a relationship already built, make sure that you're looking at that and analyzing it. Make sure it's going both ways. This isn't a pull from you, and that you're being a good steward of that relationship and making sure that you're not just taking, you're providing to that relationship as well.
Yeah, the relationships have to be give and take. You can't just jump into it and be all about you. You have to be able to provide enough value for the people to make them want to work for you on your team. Because as we know, real estate is a team sport, and without a good team behind you, you just can't do all of this yourself. You can do it to a certain point, but then at some point or another, you're going to get overwhelmed and something's going to get missed, and that could open you up to a lot of problems.
Yeah, and part of that is knowing where your team member is coming from. Like, what motivates them? What gets them paid? What are their goals? So a lot of what Aaron was talking about describes that. How does what is an agent looking for when they're engaging with new investors that they're going to help buy a property? Understand that so you can cater to that while meeting your own goals, and you're going to be that agent's favorite client. And you know what happens to favorite clients? They may get prioritized. I don't know. I mean, hey, I got this property, Larry, and you're the one that annoys me the least. Let me send it your way.
Your favorite clients get all the business, and that helps your bottom line.
Yeah.
And that's what we're in it for. You got to get that financial freedom, and building the great team is one, and you got to be a great client to build a great team.
Yes. So take a look at those relationships, make sure that you're serving both ends of that. And if you haven't yet, jump on. Make sure you're connecting with the real estate agents in your market and use a lot of what Aaron provided as far as how to do that effectively. So, all right, episode to come, man. I'm pumped about this one as well. We got Karen Ford, the author of You Can Do It, Real Estate Investing Made Simple, and Money Matters, Motivation Methods and Manners for Increase. So Karen just offers a wealth of knowledge. She's a certified master financial coach. She's got an interesting background coming from, registered nurse, right? Or nursing, the medical field, into what was always been her niche and always been something that she was really good at in the finance space. Been doing that for a number of years, coaching people and getting people out of debt onto a better path. So super pumped for this episode to come.
Yeah, and she had a lot of different clients. She didn't get into anything specific, but she talked about some situations, and some of the clients that she had were in some pretty bad situations when she connected with them, and she makes sure that everybody knows that your situation isn't hopeless. So
80 some credit cards, right?
Oh yeah. Yep. So tune in to Thursday's episode. No matter how much debt you're in, how much credit you've got built up, it's something that you're going to take away from this with some real knowledge.
Nice. Cool, man. Anything else?
No, I just want to make sure everybody has a good week coming up. Take those opportunities when they come up, commit. If you don't know how to do it, you need to actually actively take some steps to figure it out. And I guarantee you won't be sad, because Mike and I are feeling pretty pumped right now. And if we hadn't just done that, we wouldn't be feeling this way right now. So we're reinvigorated, and we're looking forward to the week to come.
Heck yeah. Yep. Good way to end it. All right. Thank you guys for tuning into another episode of the Real Estate Marathon Podcast. We'll see you next time.
Take care.
Thanks for listening to the Real Estate Marathon Podcast. If you found value in any of the content from this show, consider supporting us in the following ways. Subscribe to the Real Estate Marathon Podcast. Leave a rating and review. Continue the conversation with like-minded individuals on social media by heading over to the Real Estate Marathon Podcast Facebook group, or follow us on Instagram and Twitter @Real Estate Marathon Podcast.